What's up, everybody? Kaidien here, playing some Gnomoria alpha stage, getting it started, enjoying this game. If you haven't heard of it, hopefully I can help shed some light on it and maybe get some of you guys to download it yourself and enjoy it as much as I am. This game is pretty much what people seem to say. It's off Dwarf Fortress and Towns. Myself haven't played them, I've seen them, but I thoroughly enjoy this. So let's go ahead and start this up. I don't really care about the kingdom name. You can mess with the seeds. I don't think there's really much. I don't know how the seeds are generated, but nonetheless, let's see if this will generate. Takes a few seconds. But yeah, this game is in alpha stage, so I'm really curious to see how this game is going to go, what features will be added. I'd like to just go ahead and make this a Let's Play series from this point on, but I'm unsure of if the developers are going to make it so you have to restart a world, which would blow, but you know, we'll go take it, see what they do for beta and whatnot, see what features they add. But the whole basis of this game is you basically start off with a couple villagers, if you want to call them, little gnomes. You get a couple supplies and you basically have to survive. Now, the reason why I love this game is because of the creativity that you can use. You can actually now again, this game's still in very early stages, and I'm still learning a lot of stuff. There's a couple bugs that apparently were fixed in 0.82 with saving, so that's now that that's fixed, it'll be a lot easier to progress through the game and not deal with as many bugs. As I said, it's in alpha, so I mean, you really gotta be open with the bugs. I mean, they're gonna happen, and as the developers get more attention to the game, I'm sure they will get, you know, bugs fixed, better quality stuff, and it's gonna be very exciting to see what kind of features they add. And this is still loading. Come on, baby. Settling those liquids. Come on. You can do it. Come on. Come on. I like making the huge worlds just because you have a lot more to work with. I don't know if there's any benefit to making a smaller world. And here we go. As you can see, we have our little settlers here. Call it crate, barrel, bag, and ox. Now, controls are a little weird. The mouse wheel up increases your depth at the top left, and the mouse wheel down goes under. So this is how you'd go underground and view the underground world and higher above. To move, you can use WASD, or you click and hold with your mouse, left click. You can use control and then your mouse wheel to zoom out, you know, zoom in, opposite. I like to zoom in out all the way and just kind of look at it and see what we have. You know, most of the time you're going to have a lot of flatland, or not flatland, but mountains, which is fine and dandy. I like the flatland though. I've always been into castle building, so that's usually kind of what I go for in this game. But basically, to really start out, you really just want to get your basic stuff. Now I'm gonna go over kind of what these tabs are. I'm gonna have extra videos that go more in depth of how to use them as I figure them out and find better ways to actually use them myself. As you see, you get your kingdoms tab. You can see I have 9 people in my population. Stock worth, not really too worried about that right now. I think that's to do with the markets, but again, I'm still learning. So as I pick up on stuff, I'll come up with more guides. I have no workshops right now, no farms, no pastures, no rooms, etc. So that tab's pretty much covered until I get more deeper into the game. Stocks. This is basically going to be your bread and butter as you get further in. You keep track of everything. Your storage containers, obviously everything that's here in overview, what stockpiles you have, how much is each thing, items, etc. Let's see here. Let's see what we have right now. Got 64 fruit, which is going towards food, I'm assuming. Wine, there's our drink. Crates. I mean, you can get an overview of what we have right now. Do we have... Yeah. Alright. So basically, I'm going to go over of the best way, in my opinion, to start in this game. Let's go ahead and zoom down, get to depth. First, you kind of want to get an idea of where you want to build, or if you want to go underground. I've noticed a lot of people just want to go straight underground, which nothing wrong with that, and it probably is the easiest way to do this. I just like to be difficult and experience the game through the way I would like to do it, which is pretty much build a little town or village. I'm thinking I'm going to clear out that. Let me see here. Yeah, I think I'm going to clear out this little hill right here Maybe even this one, but that one's going to be a little harder to clear. I'm unsure if he's going to the developer's going to change how the game itself works for clearing stuff, because it's kind of pain in the butt, because there's two different stages to how the walls themselves here work and how the floor. So you got this grass flooring, and you have the dirt wall, which are actually two different separate things. So if you actually destroy this wall, the floor above it, which is this grass right here, is going to stay there. So you kind of have to take out the floor first, and then you take out the wall, and then that will clear it. So it's a little bit more complicated, but whoop-de-doo. So let's go ahead and go through the basic start here of how I would do it. You got your Terran, which has mine, wall, stairs up, ramp up, dig. This is obviously for digging downward, stairs, hole, etc. Remove floor, remove ramp, ramp being these right here, and floor obviously being the grassy part, or any kind of floor really that maybe you build or you're trying to destroy, like these clay parts right here. Obviously you have your building stuff, you get the workshops, many different workshops, each one requires different things. I'll get into this in a minute. Furniture, like I said, a lot of the stuff I'll be getting into further in the Let's Play series. So then you have building different terrains. This is what you would be using if you wanted to build an actual building, which is what I'm going to get into, because I love the idea of building a big ass castle. And deconstruct, remove designation, that's for designate area. This is basically going to be your bread and butter for, if you want to stockpile your goods, make a farm, pasture for any kind of, if you want to raise cattle and whatnot, and ox, and make food out of them. That's what you use a pasture for. But let's go ahead and just get started. Let's see here. Do we have? We got food. Zoom out here, and there's the awesome music that is so great. Oh god. All right. You know what? Yeah. Let's get it low. A little bit lower. I do not like you, but you add some spunk to the game, so let's just keep it in there. Anyway, we got the apple trees, which we're going to go ahead and forage for. Should we take out? Let's see, is this it? Yeah. And forage. They're going to forage for food. Same goes for these cotton plants. If you left click on something and you don't know what it is, it'll actually tell you, okay, you know what? That music is fucking killing it for me. So let's go ahead and just take that. Beautiful silence. Yes. Okay. We got wild cotton plant. You can see what kind of trees these are. Birch trees. So you can see pretty much what everything is. Strawberry plant. Apple tree. And, if you don't know what something is, it's always good to just double click on it and see what it is. Forage. Now since we're going to kind of go after this little valley right here, let's go ahead and clear out a small portion, not too much. And then we'll go ahead and get our woodcutters cutting down some trees, because you're going to need a lot of logs right at the very beginning. So I'd advise cutting down about that many. That's a good amount of trees right there. You don't want to cut too many, because if you have too many of your workers focusing on getting food, because as you can see, you already have a good amount of stuff from the beginning, so you don't need too much to really survive at first. You just want to kind of focus on getting your basic materials, which is obviously going to be logs for crafting at the beginning, and then you're going to want to dig down and start mining and get a couple pieces of ore and whatnot. So let's go ahead. Now right now the game's paused, so I like to do this so that way you can kind of get a pre-planned setup before you start. Let's go ahead and build stairs. Zoom in. Get to 0 depth. Okay. Let's see here. You can rotate stuff with R. Tip right there for those that don't know it. You can rotate stuff, so if you want to move something to make it look better, or just you want to move something in general like that, turn it. R does that. F is an awesome little thing here. So what F does is basically, as you can see, the walls here. Let me right click that off. The walls here are up. So say you have something in this little square right here, you won't be able to see it with the walls up, obviously, for the most part. So I like to play usually with the walls down, so that you can kind of see stuff a little easier. Now let's get back. Where's Terra? Alright, stairs down. Go ahead and put the stairs. Now if you go down, you use your mouse wheel and go down one, there you'll see the stairs. It hasn't been built yet, but it has green, meaning someone's about to go over there and build it. So I'll go ahead and I'll actually do this for most of my stairs. I'll go ahead and I'll just basically just dig down, and I'll keep following it, click it in front of it, so that way I have a constant stair going straight down. Now I like to dig down. From what I've seen, digging down to like 15 at the very beginning, it gives you a good resource to look at. Now this red right here means that there's a raw material that cannot be just mined straight through. So with that being there, I'm gonna go ahead and set a wall. Now do not build a wall over something that hasn't been crafted yet. For example, if I go ahead and move over this and hit click, it's gonna cancel the job of making that stair. So you want to make it in front of that stair like that, so therefore it doesn't cancel out your current stairs. Now let's go ahead and go back up and start these guys off. I like to play with the fast forward on at the beginning. As you can see, they'll move a lot quicker, and obviously the time is sped up as well. But again, this just kind of hurries up and gets everything going. Let's go ahead and zoom out. As you can see here, the woodcutters are working on basically cutting down the trees right now. We have the farmers and whatnot are going after the food. And if we zoom down, as you can see, they got that done quite fast. Holy crap. Alright, get the walls back up. Now, if you look at, you can actually tell what for the most part, once you play the game enough and you see what's kind of there, you can tell that that's dirt. And you can tell, obviously, as you keep going down, you hit stone. Now, there's different types of stone. Well, this is granite. And I'm not sure if there's a different value, or maybe you craft better things for different quality. I mean, obviously, as you get further down, you're going to get raw materials like coal. You're going to need a lot of coal, so obviously that's a good material to go after. And then you want to keep digging further and further down because you're going to get better materials, as well as obviously digging, to the sides and exploring. But like I said, at first you just want to get just a little bit of stone, some logs. Now, before we get any further, we want to kind of set up a little stockpile area. This is kind of what I like to do. Everybody does something a little different. I just prefer to have a nice big square, stockpile everything I have there right at the beginning, just to kind of get a very quick notion going, get everybody moving, get a nice stockpile area done. And I'll explain that in a second, what it is and what it does. But the way they set up the game basically is you have a year in the game, which goes by very quickly if you're not careful. But you have about a year, and once the year passes, settlers will come, and you'll actually start getting attacked based off of how many settlers you actually have. So right now, like I said, I only have 9. But when the year ends, if I haven't built a great hall yet, which a great hall is something that you would build to attract settlers. I just say settlers, but you could say gnomes, whatever. But that's what you're supposed to do. But like I said, if you don't build one within the year, then obviously they will come by themselves. I don't know if it happens every single year, but yes, so that's how that happens. Now, before I actually continue with the actual gameplay, I should go over population. As you can see, for population, it tells you how many people you have, how many assigned skills you have. This I'm going to make another video for, going in depth to how you can actually maximize the profit of how they work. But as you can see, everybody's idle right now. Nobody's actually doing any work because they already did everything that I assigned them to do. You can actually change what people do. So say you don't plan on building anything, and you really kind of want to maximize your mining. Now, Kaz here, who's a builder, if you go click on him and go to his skills, you can see that his mining is pretty damn low. It's only at 10. But if you scroll down, his construction and hauling is 32. That's why he's already set as a builder. Now, when you attract new gnomes and new settlers and whatnot, they're not going to have a preset skill. So you're going to have to look at them and see what they're either good at, or if they're all just crappy, you're going to have to build their skill up, meaning make them do the thing that you want them to do to get better at. Now, you can customize the profession, which, like I said, I'm going to make another video for this once I fully understand the best way to set them up. And this is something that I would definitely mess with early on before you get too far into the game, because you can really maximize what they do. But again, you want to be careful because you don't want to make a builder able to do mining and wood, because then what's going to end up happening is he's going to focus more on the other tasks, and he might not focus on the stuff that you really need him to focus on. So gotta be very careful what you actually set him to do. At least that's what I've noticed. Now that's population basically in a nutshell. Military, again, this is a whole other thing. It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. You set up a military, you set up a squad, you'd basically, let's see here, I don't have any current ones. Again, I'll make an in-depth video for each of these things that really require it. Formations, like I said, there's a lot of info for this stuff. And this is basically, you would build an army or squad, and you set them up to defend certain points. So say there's goblins that attack your front gates if you build up top like I plan to be doing, or they come down to inside your mine. Basically, your squads are going to be your defense. That's definitely something you want to set up once you start getting bigger. Set up patrols and what they guard, you know, certain areas that they can get in. You definitely want to watch that. Now, before I forget, stockpiles. I hit F, there we go. As you can see, you use a stockpile and you drag it to how big you want the stockpile to be. I'm unsure of how priority works. I mean, if you set it to 1, it's all you focus on, which makes kind of sense, but once you start getting multiple stockpiles, I'm unsure of how it all works out. So if anyone actually knows the exact ways priority works, then let me know in the comments. That would be very awesome. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just select everything. Now, I have a lot of stuff upstairs. That's why it takes a minute to load when I click it. So go ahead and hit tools, armor, blah, blah, blah. Now, watch what happens. This is the fun part. Click that away, and as you can see, all of them, because they're not doing shit for nothing right now, are going to come in here and they're going to start collecting everything and stacking stuff. All that dirt can stack up to, I'm not sure how high it can stack. It's either like 32 or 64. I mean, they all stack pretty well high for the basic materials. But once you start getting into stone and bars, that's when you're going to need to build crates and barrels like these to stack them up and make it a lot more manageable than one in each square. But again, if there is something on one of these squares, like these pieces of dirt, you will not be able to stack anything there. So that's why these guys are all moving around, stacking everything into a pile. And once they're done with this dirt, come on. They can't decide which pile they want to put it in. Come on. Oh, what the heck's all this? Oh, alright, they're getting the stone now. So they're going all the way down here, and they're collecting their coal and the stone, and they're going to bring it up. Now again, this is something that you're going to need to make with your workshops. You want to try to get, where is it? Basically the whole point of the first day or two, right now it's the first day of spring, so within 2 to 3 days, I'd say try to get there a lot quicker. You want to get a sawmill, a stone cutter, and I like to shoot for either the distillery or the loom. The loom, you're going to need the loom to build beds, and the beds are going to help a lot with their happiness and how they work. And you know, you don't want them falling asleep outside when you're getting attacked by goblins, because that would be very bad for your little buddies there. So, wow, they're collecting all that wood. Alright, that's not too bad. That's again, this is why I also said you don't want to attach too much to them collecting, because as you can see, there's strawberry seeds, there's cotton. Yep, there's apples up here that they foraged. So if you have them go after too much stuff at the beginning, your stockpiling is going to be a pain in the ass. So as you can see, there's tons of logs. So we're going to go ahead and make our little workshop area. Let's just drag a little square. It'll come down in a second, hopefully. Come on. Actually, you know what? They might be sleeping. No, there they go. So once they clear this out, they'll take the dirt away and put it up here. Now, let's see here. Now, the reason I like to do it like this is pretty much because you have, alright, as you can see, you get the logs. I just select any logs, but as you get more creative, and you'll realize some logs are more valuable than others, and you know, like I said, that's going to increase the value of your different rooms and whatnot. So that's something to look into later on, but at first I just choose any log, any stone. I got 33 granite, and I got obviously a ton of birch, so go ahead and hit build. Now, the reason why I set my setup like this with, you know, we got the first level, which is the storage, second level is going to be the crafting area, and then for as you get further down, that's going to be where you get your ore and your stone from. I like to put my crafting tables like this because all they have to do is run upstairs, grab the thing, run downstairs, and craft. It's very close together. They don't have to do too much running. Now, put that right there next to that. Same thing with the stone cutter. Same thing, logs and raw stone. That's why you have to get stone and logs right away, because you can't build anything else until you get these two crafting things made. Alright, now one of these guys should be going to get stuff. Oh, before I forget, you can rotate your camera with comma, which is very helpful. As you can see they put a log under there. That's them collecting the logs, and as you also can see, they're all fall asleep. This is also why you need beds, because they will fall asleep wherever they are standing when they're tired. So if they're outside in the middle of nowhere, they will fall asleep on the ground. So you want to get beds built very quickly, and I don't like this view. Where are we? There we go. I prefer this side, but wait for them to craft this stuff. He's collecting logs. Good. Come on. It always takes him a minute. Plus, you also gotta take into consideration you might be low on stone. So, if that's the case, go ahead and keep your miners working. Let's go ahead and just collect all this. There we go. Can you get there? Alright, good. Get some more stone. We're going to need a lot of it, so I might as well keep the miners busy. Keep them crafting. Alright, here we go. Stone cutter's ready. Now, as I said before, we already had 33 granite. We're going to have a lot more now. So, we can make 33 blocks. I would just make them all. So, you can either do one of two things. If you want to be simple, you can just hit craft block, click on the block, and hit repeat. And the builder will just keep crafting constantly. He won't do anything else. I like doing this, but you also got to be very careful, because again, if you tie up both your builders, you're not going to build anything after that until they're not tied up anymore. So if you have both your builders on repeat at the very beginning, if you put down any other workshops, they're not going to switch to that other workshop until you take them off repeat. So another thing to look into is either just clicking how many times you want them to craft. But again, it's really more up to you what you think is easier. I like managing just the repeat, because I know that they're going to craft like crazy. So, and plus, like I said, you're going to need a lot of blocks, and you're going to need a lot of planks from the logs cut at the very beginning to make a lot of the different workshops. So, and there's our woodcutter one. Now, since I'm not going to build anything right now, I'll go ahead and put them both on repeat. Again, with the priorities, I usually set these 2 to 1, because that way it seems to make them more important than anything else. I think if these are priority 1 and these are priority 1 or priority 5, or if they're both the same priority, it seems like they don't really focus on the crafting as much. So, because everybody can haul at the beginning. So again, that's another thing to think about. In professions, or for your population, when you go into professions, you can actually make it so builders themselves don't haul. At least I don't think they haul right now, do they? Yeah, see, hauling. You can actually take that off, and they'll never haul stuff ever again unless you turn that back on. Again, that's an option that you could do, so your builders, all they do is build. That's definitely an option. Now, are we crafting yet? Alright, as you can see over here, there's a plank. On the other side, once the person gets back to work, I have a feeling that they're sleeping or something. Let me see. Oh. Come on. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. Come on. I don't know why they're not cutting the stone. You know what? Let's see here. Population status. Yep, exactly what I thought. Alright. As you can see, you have one person who is actually crafting stuff. Because their hauling is set, the builders are doing the building. Now, where is it? He's a woodcutter, isn't he? Yep. Alright, this guy. You have the woodcutters that they're going to do their wood cutting, so they're going to be doing that. And the miners are going to be doing the crafting. So what's actually happening here is, because I have them mining, I think they're still mining, yep. Because these two are still mining, they're not going to work on making these yet. So that's also something to take into consideration. Again, I'd like the builders to just do everything, but you also have to look at their skills. I mean, the miners, let me see here. The miners are going to have great skill in, masonry and stone carving and all that stuff. So that's going to be something that you're going to have to either build up someone else's skill or put builders in the same spot. Like, let's see here. If we put on builders, put on stone carving, wood cutting, that should bring the builders into consideration. And if everything goes right, the builder should come up here. Come on. Or are they done mining? Let me see. Oh, they're about to be done mining, so. Alright. Now, yep, there we go. Now he's going to start cutting these. There's the blocks. Go ahead and check our stocks real quick. For stone, we have 3 blocks already. We've got tons of raw stone now, so that's good. And wood, we already had 19 planks. Alright, so now we can kind of start crafting stuff and start getting more workshops that are more important. We're fine on food and drink right now, so let's go ahead and get the beds rolling. Oh, actually, before I forget anything. Alright, we got the stockpile done. We got the 2 major crafting things that we're going to need to get everything going. We already got a little bit of a mine dig, which is good. We got plenty of raw stone. So now we can go ahead and take a step back from that and figure out our next part, which is going to be the farm. Now, right now, all the farmers are just hauling stuff, which is good. It's helpful. It's almost done. As you can see, almost all the wood's gone. So we can go ahead and start the farms. For right now, oh, come on. You don't want to build on these clay things, so let's just do one like this. Cotton. That's going to be the big one. So I'm going to put that priority 1 because I want the cotton to hurry up and get built. Next one will be... Oh, there we go. Right click on it. Priority 2 will be... let's get strawberries going. That's going to get good food source. So now I'm unsure. Now I only have 2 farmers right now, so I'm unsure of if you have a third farm. I'm not sure if both of them just work on all 3 farms. At least I haven't seen them do it yet. So I'm just gonna leave those 2 for right now until I know for sure that they work on all 3. And as you can see, they're gonna go ahead and start doing all the good stuff and taking care of the farm. And your wheat will grow and cotton and whatnot. Now, what is going on with this? Alright, is it full? Alright, the available space is 0 out of 20, which means it's full. And for some reason they're not getting put here. So, to counteract this, you can do this. Make a stockpile area again. Except make this primarily only for blocks and planks. Priority 1. Now watch what happens. There's the blocks. Now this isn't full anymore. Now it's not red. Now there we go. Now they're going to move the planks. Now again, that's something else you could do. Now that's going to fill up really quickly. So we need to hurry up and get a carpenter made. Carpenters are going to be the one that build our barrels and all the important crap that we're going to need. So let's go ahead and get that built. And then there it is, loom. We got plenty of planks, plenty of blocks. So go ahead and get the loom started. Put this. Let's just put it right here. Screw it. Alright. Alright, awesome. These are getting built really quickly. Now this is where you're going to build a lot of your stuff. Crates and barrels are extremely important. I can't stress that enough. I mean, you want to get a ton of them. Because that's going to help you get through a lot of the sorting problems. I mean, as you can see, I mean, these each take up 1 block. You're going to need a lot of stone and a lot of planks. So, and obviously this wood's taking up way too much space. So, to counteract this and make this a little bit easier, you start out by building some crates. I'll go ahead and put these on repeat. I prefer the crates for a lot of stuff, and I'm pretty sure that you can put a lot of stuff in crates, but there's more optimal things to put stuff, as in like a bag from the tailor, and the barrels obviously will. But I think those are mainly for the seeds and different drinks and whatnot. Now, bolts. This is what we need to make for our beds. We got 33 cotton, so let's go ahead and start making bolts. Alright, tons of planks. There we go. As you can see, we're crafting like madmen right now. Now, where's our other woodcutter? That's what we need to figure out. Woodcutter, woodcutter, woodcutter. Who does what? Bimbo. Okay. He's... oh, the other one's sleeping. So, once he wakes up, he should work on this, which is what we need him to do. So, give him a minute. Yep, there we go. Now he's going to start building crates. Now watch what happens with this crate. Now as we get crates, boom, look at that. One crate. Oh, look how beautiful that is. All that stuff's getting sorted. Now look at all the space that we just cleared up with that one crate. Now I'm pretty sure the AI in this game, they'll actually take the blank crates right here. And I'm hoping, if I remember right, they should take them and put them upstairs and start sorting this stuff once it's done with all this. So, how is he doing on it? Because he's making a lot of crates. He's crafting a little bit faster than I thought he would. So let's just craft 2 more. Oopsies, wrong one. Craft 2 more. And let's make 5 barrels. There we go. I'll double check my stocks here. 33 blocks. Oh, how much stone? Alright. Alright, we're gonna start needing stone more. A little more stone soon. Alright. Now, food's down a little bit. That's no big deal. I mean, like I said, you can get your food back by just going out there and just getting some trees. Before I forget, pasture. Now, our rancher isn't doing shit right now, so we need to make a little pasture. I don't think there's any set size it needs to be. I think the bigger the pasture is, the more cattle and whatnot you can get. So I just make it kind of however size. We only have 2 yaks, so now we can have a maximum of 38 males and 38 females. So there we go. Put it to priority 2. And now Mr. Rancher here will go ahead and go grab the yaks wherever they may be. Which I think they're lost. Oh, there he is. I think that's the person. Yep. He's gonna go ahead and, or she, is gonna go ahead and drag them back to the pasture, and keep the 2 yaks together, and then hopefully they will mate and make me some babies, and then we'll get further into the kitchen and start butchering them, which is gonna help. Alright. Now for some reason they haven't made this other one yet. Why is that? Let me see. Farmer, oh, sleeping. That would probably mean that much, yeah. Okay. They sleep a lot. So, like I said, beds are going to help. And that doesn't have... I think there's a glitch within the game where if you build new things, for some reason, it doesn't incorporate them into your current stockpiles. I don't know if that's a glitch or a bug or what. So, like I said, this is also, again, an alpha. You can't really expect this to play perfectly. So, you gotta be a little bit more open-minded about stuff like that. Let's go ahead and just make a little stockpile for it. Priority 1. Again, if someone knows exactly how the priorities work, that'd be awesome. So we're gonna need cloth. Make bolts. Boom. There we go. It's going to free up that workshop right there so they can keep crafting. Now that we're getting tons of bolts, we're going to go ahead and start the bed queue. We only have 9 right now, so let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. Do 10. Fuck it. There we go. Now he's going to start crafting beds eventually if they're sleeping. Like I said, you want to get beds right away. And again, before you kind of get into your 6th or 7th day, I'd advise getting your distillery ready, because drink is going to become a real quick problem. So, and distillery is one of the easiest ways to get drink and get all your gnomes all drunk and shit, so which is always fun. Alright, there's the bolts. We got our main 2 crafting stations. Alright, workshop. Now this, like I said, not everybody's going to play this a little bit differently. I like to go ahead and build up on top of the area. I like to do it like that because I have a fascination with castles and villages and all that good stuff. So Or there we go. Now, like I said, I really wanted to clear this out. So let's go ahead and cut the trees. Alright, there we go. That should take care of the trees on that hill. And then, I don't think, is there, yeah, there's a couple. So I'll go ahead and have them take care of any food that may be there. Okay, this is just to kind of clear it out. Now, it's very buggy when you start messing with the terrain. Meaning, when you remove a floor, let's go ahead and zoom in here. When you start removing the floor, it gets very sneaky because, say for example, you do this, you make a square, or you want to do the whole thing, you just kind of do a square over the whole entire mountain. What's going to end up happening is they're going to start, you know, kind of, you don't really, it's kind of hard to set where they start. And basically, if they don't do this right, they'll actually trap themselves within it. Because if they say he's standing here and he takes up the floor around him, he'll be stuck there. He will not be able to get out unless you build a floor to him for him to get back out. I've lost a lot of gnomes, leaving them stranded where they can't get to food or water. So that's something to be very cautious of. Now, once they take care of these trees, well, I guess I can go actually ahead and start this. Let's see here. Remove floor. If you do it like this and do it row by row, yes, it takes a while, but you know what? It's worth it. Now watch. He'll go ahead and we'll start taking out the floor. But like I said, you want to do it like this so that way you have more control over it. You don't want him to get lost. And that was a mess up on my part. Alright. There we go. Go ahead and do the next line. Now, like I said, this is how I would do it. I would start from one side and just do it line by line, because you do not want them to get stuck. Yeah, it's more time consuming, but again, it only takes them a few seconds to clear a line. So, okay, next one. Hopefully by this time they hurried up and picked this stuff up. Make sure we're not taking out other stuff. There we go. See, it's a little bit better. Alright, so we got the floor starting to go. In part 2, I'm going to go ahead and start the finishing of clearing out this little hill, and then we'll start actually the crafting of our little village. Let's see here. Anything else I want to add? Like I said, we went over the kind of the basics. We got the stockpile, we got the crafting area, basic crafting area, where I haven't gone further into the many different types of workshops and different things you can do. But again, I just want to kind of give you guys a basic look, just a basic look into how the game works and how you start out. Hopefully it's helpful to anybody, because again, you can really kind of screw yourself if you don't have a good fresh start in how you do it. So we'll go ahead and end it for right now, guys. Again, if you enjoyed any part of this or if it helped you, please let me know and comment. I love getting the comments and talking to people. So again, hope you guys enjoyed the video and look forward to part 2. See you around.